Hey friends, it's Ruben with Hi-Fi MIDI. Ample Sound just released their AMR Finger Library, a 3.3 gigabyte expansion of their Ample Metal Ray bass plugin. The new library features 6 velocity layers that trigger slap dead notes, soft finger pick, hard finger pick, medium slap, hard slap, and hard pop, techniques that were commonly used in nu metal. This is in addition to their normal articulations like sustain, palm mute, hammer on and pull off, legato slide, etc. This update is free for owners of Ample Metal Ray Pick Library. Ample Sound is, at the time of this video, running a 25% off metal sale for their metal line of products. They're also letting me give away 1 AMR license to 3 lucky winners. I'll leave info in the description and at the end of the video on how you can enter into this drawing. In this video, I'll first go through the raw samples, then play some examples of AMR's preset effects and riffs, which are based off of famous songs. Now, I have to say that I've only added a drum track to the bass track because if I add anything else, then the YouTube algorithm will figure out what song it is and possibly flag this video. So let's get started. So the way that you pull up this library is once you install it, just go to this icon right here and you can choose a finger library. I'm going to bypass all the effects so that you only hear the DI samples. So here we have sustain, and remember sustain has the 6 layers of techniques that I mentioned before. And I'm going to start with the softest velocities, which is going to trigger the dead notes. So the dead note sounds like those little clicks. Now this is going to be a lot easier to trigger through Riffer or through your MIDI editor. It's kind of hard to play that softly consistently. Then as I get louder or as I hit a little harder, I start getting those soft finger picks, which gives that fundamental tone. And the cool thing about the sound of this bass is that you have that rattle to it. Like the strings are just bouncy and very loose, which is what you want for metal type of music. And it can be tuned all the way down to A. Whoops. I'm going to hit a little harder. You get that hard finger pick. And then a little harder is the medium slap. And for the high notes, the hard pop. All right, let's listen to the natural harmonic. Palm mute. Palm mute also has those dead notes. Then we have legato slide, or sorry, slide in, slide out. Legato slide. Hammer on pull off. And then tap. This setting doesn't really sound good or it gets lost in the mix whenever you're playing with a metal band, of course, because the drums are usually loud, guitars are really loud, and it would cover this sound. So this is where you can take advantage of the built-in effects that Ample Sound includes, which is all these amp and cab simulators. So I'm going to go through the presets and I'm going to talk about it just a little bit. In the preset menu, you can see what effects you have, what kind of library it is, who it's based off of, or the song that it's based off of. This one is Adidas. Let's listen. So this one plays on that low A. Already it sounds fatter with that amp. Let's listen to the next one. It's a very heavy and bright sound. Counterfeit. Did my time. Now you can hear there's more of a pitch to these low notes, and that's because in Riffer you see these purple notes right here. The purple means that it's a lower velocity, so it's triggering those soft picks. There you go. Let's listen to the next one, Divine. So that one has a mixture of slap and soft pick. Right here we have our red notes, which are the higher velocities. That's that slap. We have a dead note right here. And then a soft pick. So this would be pretty difficult to perform live. That's why editing it in Riffer and in the MIDI editor is a lot more practical. Give a thumbs up if you were headbanging to that. I think I was. All right, next one. So this has a really growly sound. All right, once again, that's a similar type of sound as the last one. I think toward the end we have some more interesting sounds. Let's listen to those. So while the tone is pretty much the same in a lot of these, you can hear the differences in rhythm that you can get, the different attacks or techniques that you can quickly switch through based on velocity. So there's a lot of variety within just one note. That's pretty cool. All right, hot dog. Now that one sounded more interesting to me because you actually hear some shape to the melody or to the bass line. I shouldn't say the melody. You get those fundamental notes. There's a slide in there. Let's hear it by itself. Now there's a slide because this is all taking place on one string and it goes from low notes all the way to the end of the neck or close to the end of the neck. And right here we trigger a slide. So where is it? We go to C1, from C1 to C sharp 2. And that's a legato slide right there. And then slide out. Let's hear that. And that happens very quickly. A lot faster than I can play it. Or my generation. This one's pretty cool. So it plays all of those soft pick notes. So you have more of that smoother, rounded out sound rather than that buzzy, percussive bass sound. See, it's even hard for me to play manually. Usually ample sound basses are easy to play, but because this one is a lot more complex, technique-wise, it's a little harder to get that right sound without making it in Riffer or MIDI editor. And the last one. Now that's a beautiful bass line because it takes advantage of the higher notes and the other strings. So this bass can actually produce a warm sound, and part of the reason is because it is a finger library. So fingers tend to sound warmer than picks. Well, picks sound a lot more percussive. They have a sharper attack. So my thoughts on this. This is a great library. Of course, the samples are beautiful. Now, I don't recommend that you try to play this for your tracks. I think it will sound more realistic if you program it in. I don't usually say that, but in this case, it's a little more complicated than their other bass libraries that are more playable for keyboardists. But all in all, it's a beautiful sounding library. I can't believe that it's free. I mean, if you own the standard library, this is basically like getting another bass for free. But if you don't own this and you want a chance to win it, please visit hifimidi.com and sign up for a free account. If you've already done so, your name is already in the drawing and you don't need to worry about entering. I'll announce the winners in about 2 weeks during a live stream. Well, friends, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, subscribe if you're new, share, comment below, and take care.